Okay, so here's a second video about doing box plots, and I think this is also a decent way, and what I think it has going for it is a little more flexibility in the box plot itself, but there's definitely more work to it. So, okay, I can go here. And I can highlight those controls, and what I want to do again is copy. So I'll do a Control C, but now I'm going to go here and go to Desmos. Okay, we have a link in here for Desmos somewhere. Oh, where Desmos calculator. There it is. Okay, so there's a link to it. Now what I'm going to do is go in here and say C equals and then do a paste with Control V. And it says I have a 9-element list. Okay, now if I just say box plot of uppercase C, case matters. I used an uppercase C. You could use a lowercase c. And I say box plot, and it says exclude outliers, offset 1, height 1. Well, what the heck is that? Well, I have to go find my data first, so I'll zoom out. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I can zoom back in. And there's a box plot. Now, with height, well, what I can do is I can work a little bit with this flexibility. As I say, flexibility in that the offset, it says it's 1. Well, if you look right here, that's a 5. It did 1 unit. Well, so what I could do is I could say, well, make it an offset of 2. It'll raise it up a little bit. But then I could also give it a height of 2, and it just makes it a little bigger on the page, width-wise, or well, vertically here. So the width, I've zoomed in to where I can see the box plot really nicely, but I've got I can make it bigger. I could take this up to a 4, and now that's really nice and thick. But I probably want to move it off the axis a bit there. So, if I do a 3, then it's off the axis. Now, the other thing I can do is I can create a label. And again, this is, it's takes a little more work than probably than the online box plot maker. But, I've got a little more flexibility in that, I can go here, and what I do is I'll just put a point, and for right now, and I'll add more to this, but for right now, I'm gonna put the point at 90, and then whatever that offset was. So I'm gonna make a point at 90 and 3, and notice, so it has a point there, and then I'm gonna label that point, and I'm gonna label it Control. Okay, now different color and so forth, but this is where you have flexibility. I can do some things with this. So if I go up to this editor here, for one thing, I can change the color. The box plot was in green. Oh, I'll make that in green. Now, another thing I can do is here's the label, and here's the size. Well, so I could make that a size 2. Now I could do a fraction, 2.5, whatever, but and that looks like a pretty nice size. And then where I put the label, well, this is if I had to, if I wanted to turn the label some number of degrees, I could do it. I could say, oh, well, turn it 90 degrees. Oh, it's in radians? Oh, well. So in radians, what I meant was pi over 2, and I just write the word pi, divide by 2, and Oh, there it is. So it's turned at 90 degrees. Well, I don't want to do that. And the other thing I can do is tell it where to line it up and see. So I said, oh, put it over on the right-hand side of the dot. Well, that looks bad. Put it at the left-hand side of the dot. Oh, that looks good. Okay. And now I really don't want that dot there because that could be confusing if I have outliers, which I don't in this case. But I fixed all that the way I want it. Now I'll say done, and now I'll click on that, and it gets rid of the dot. Everything's still there. Oh, great. So I've got that, and it looks kind of nice. Now, I have another set of data to do, thyroxine. Do the same sort of thing. Copy that. Go back to here. Here, maybe I'll call that T1 because it's the first one. T1. I hit backspace instead of equals, and paste. And there's that one. I'll do a box plot of T1. Now it gets repetitious. Now, I want to put it somewhere different. So, well, the height, I probably want to make it the same size width kind of thing. So that's 4. But now I need to move it up here somewhere. 5's not high enough. 7? No, that's not good enough. 9. Oh, 9 looks good. Okay, and then I can do the same sort of thing. I can enter my point, 90, and in this case, the offset was 9, so I'll say 9. I'll label it, and that's with thyroxine. Oops. Am I spelling that right? I think I am. Right? Yes, thyroxine. Okay, and again, I go here and I just edit it, click on there, and I made that a 2.5, so I'll make that one a 2.5. I placed it at the right-hand side. Okay, so that's all done. Then I got rid of that point, and oh, I forgot to change the color. Right, that's a blue. Now, and I can always change the color of the box plot if I wanted as well. So I probably don't want it to be green. I probably want it to be blue like the box plot. Now I could change them both to black or purple or orange, whatever. But I changed them to the same color, and they could all be black, whatever you like. Okay, so there I have another one, and I could add a third one, right? So I have the thioracil. Again, copy that. Again, here, so like I say, it gets repetitious, so I'll call this one T2 equals paste. It made my list. I'll do a box plot. T2. So I have that one. Oh, I'm going to have to move things around a little bit because, right, it's not in the same place. But, I could keep these names. In order to keep this more compact, I could keep these names basically where they are. Again, I want to add that point. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put it at 90, even though that's not where let's put it at 100. Okay, so I'll put it at 100. Oh, I didn't offset and all that first, but what was it? I went from offset of 3 to 9, so I'm going to try adding 6 to 9 and make that 15, like that. I'm going to label it. Go back up here and fix my height, make that 4, and I think I want that at 15. Yep, that looks good. Okay, I need to zoom out a little bit to kind of see everything. Okay, so there I have it. The dot's blue. I want to change it to red. Now, some of these may come up the same color. You just need to change them. So suppose I didn't want red here. I'll change it to orange just to show I can do that. You know, so I can come here and say, well, I want these all to be orange here in this case first. So now I'll go here, make that one orange as well. Again, I need to make my label 2.5 times bigger. And, oh, I don't think I've actually said what the label is. So, right now it's labeling the point. And I want to put it now at that side, which it had done anyway. But so I'll say done. I never added the label of Thiorasil. Okay, so there I've got my Thiorasil. I click on that, and now I've got a nice plot here of what I'm working with. And now in my previous video I didn't add a figure number or something like that, but I could even use that plot idea. You know, the center here is about at 100. I could go here and do something like, okay, put at 100, and oh, I'm not sure what that is. That's probably like, I want to go about negative 3, maybe. There's my point. And then I'll label it with figure 1, colon, say, box plots of weight, so notice it's putting all that there. Box plot of weights for additives. Okay, so there I've even added that. And again, well, I need to mess with the type setting. Now, I made these types a particular size. You may have to experiment a little bit with what size font you want this to be. So I'll click here. Now, these, I think I want that to be black. I don't want it to be probably as big as those. So I'm just going to leave it as a 1. And I'm going to, well, I don't like there. I'm going to put it right at the center if I can. Oh, well, it'll probably drop down when I remove the point. That could be a little too low. But notice, suppose I think it's too low in the end. Well, okay, I say done. I don't show the point. And if for whatever reason I thought that was too far below those, oh, well, no big deal. Make that a -2. It comes up. Okay, I raise it up. And so there I have it. Now, this is a little busy. I can do other things to fix it. So for instance, I probably don't want the y-axis to show up, so I take that out. Right now this is on bold. If I take that, I can make it less bold, but I kind of like the bold. So I got rid of the y-axis. Now this grid, I really don't think I want that, so I'll get rid of that. And so now, you see, I've left the x-axis so I can see the scale. I've got a nice picture here. I think this is good. Now what's also nice is in Desmos, I'm signed in, I have an account. I can save this. Okay, I can save this as math, say 2403, I could say save, and I could say math 2403 module 1 and box plots, right? Now notice I've already got something that says rats box plots. I don't remember exactly what I did for that set of box plots, something similar to this, but I'm not going to save this myself. But see, I could save it, and then I could go here to find it after I save it. And so, what I like about that is now I've saved my work. I don't have to remake this box plot again, and if I want to change it a little bit, I can always come back in here and change it. Okay, so I can make it a little bit smaller. Now, I'm going to take a screenshot again, and I really don't want that stuff in there when I crop it. And so you know, here I've got this nice picture. I do a screenshot again. Once again, I could do it this way, you know, with the browser. It's got that window, so yep, I'm going to click on that, so I just get that. I'm going to copy it, and you know, if I wanted to do that in my document, right, I come in here somewhere. I use Control V to paste it, and there it is. You know, looks good. But I do want to crop, you know, I don't need all this space at the top. I don't need, you know, this stuff on the side. And so, again, I go to the crop part and I'll bring this down. Okay, so I've got that. I've still got a little bit of that thing in there, so I'll bring this in a little bit. And you know, these look kind of centered. That looks centered pretty well, and so yeah, I'm good with that. And I've already got my figure 1 in there. Oh, I want to bring up the bottom here because that. Well, let me try that again. Okay, I don't want to, you know, so I can there. And there I have that picture. You know, I can click out here. I can move it around a little bit to center it a little better, and there you go. You know, and I think that's a nicer figure than this one. Now, what I didn't get was the data summary. Yeah, so you know, I could actually use both. I could use the data summary from the online box plot, and then use Desmos to make what I think is a little bit nicer set of box plots here. But you know, it's your choice that way. But notice, you know, in every case I labeled what the box plots were. I forgot up here to add my you know, figure 1 or figure 10 or whatever it is with a little description. You should do that so you can reference that, you know. So if I'm typing out here, you know, I can say you know, Theorasil looks lower as seen in figure 1. Okay, so see, I can type that up and I know exactly where to look, and I can find Theorasil and see, yes, it does look lower because I've got my axes here and so forth. So you can do that. Again, you could use this online box plot maker, but you still want to add your labels and all that. You know, so both of these would take a little practice, but by the end of the semester, you'll have made quite a few box plots. All right, so we'll call that done.